Hey, alright. I'm gonna make another one. I'm gonna make it a real quick, short one. And with this one, I plan to provide links or whatever so that you can see resources uh, of what it is I'm talking about because I'm gonna just keep it pretty short right now. If you find the problem is you holding down the man that you want, you're having a problem doing that. There's going to be a lot of factors involved in this. It's not just going to be one simple. It's not going to be, as simple as you get jealous sometimes. You need to stop being jealous, and you're going to be able to keep your man. Usually, it's a lot of different factors that play into this. And I'm going to cover a couple right now that are pretty related to each other. That you may or may not be doing, that you may or may not realize that you're doing, because it's become normalized and everyday activity for most ladies. What I want to discuss with you right quick is having friends. All right, there's certain kind of friends that you might have, you might really enjoy and have a great time around that you're gonna want to get the hell up away from. Now let me describe to you these friends. Like I said, you might have a lot of fun, you might have the same sense of humor and stuff. I'm not saying have a beef with these people. What I'm saying is that you're probably gonna want to start distancing yourself from these people. So let me just give a brief description because there's all different types. But single ladies, if you have friends that are single ladies, you're gonna want to start distancing yourself. You have friends that are, say, married or in a very committed relationship, and they seem kind of miserable, seem like they complain an awful lot. What you're gonna want to do is start distancing yourself, because even if they're not trying to sabotage you, proactively, their mindset, you're gonna find out that their mindset, their negativity, is inevitably going to sabotage you, and their insecurities and fears are inevitably going to, even if you don't want them to, begin to rub off on you. It's not going to help you and stuff. Everybody has their own insecurities. I know I have my own insecurities. The last thing I need to do is be hanging out with people who have more insecurities and letting their insecurities rub off on me. So it's not just a woman thing. It's an everybody thing, but women just had to be prevalent with that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? I've seen it time and again where your woman friend, if you have a man or whatever, and you're happy and stuff like that, she's just gonna want to bring you down. She's gonna want to bring you back down to her level of misery. Misery loves company. There's another phrase that I did not invent. All right, I can't take credit for that one. In the same breath, you may not follow them particularly, but maybe you've taken things away from the feminist movement. I'm not talking about women's suffrage and things like that necessarily. It happened a long time ago. Uh, I'm talking more of the new age feminist movement. It's terrible. You're gonna want to get the hell away from that too. That's pretty much the same thing as having a miserable friend rubbing off on your subconscious. It's feminism. You might not believe me. Yeah, or maybe you believe me, but it's actually a big movement you can find on the internet. I'll leave you some links of women who are realizing that feminism sucks. Now, first of all, you may or may not already know about MGTOW. MGTOW, MGTOW is a movement that's it's a large movement being held by quite a few men. See, now, if you're thinking like men are running away from you because there's better prospects out there for them as far as other ladies, that's actually not true. That's what kind of starts jealousy. Um, The truth is, maybe they're just getting out of there just to be off on their own. They're opting out of the system completely because just being alone seems like it's a better idea than having to deal with, say, a lady's jealousy. So MGTOW, if you haven't seen that, that's a pretty good weapon to use for as if you're a lady. You start researching MGTOW videos, and there's lots of people on YouTube that'll cover this. Now feel offended by all this stuff, but if you can get past feeling offended by their videos and really just start taking notes, you're going to realize that there's a lot to learn. You're going to realize a lot of inside tips as far as to keeping a man around. Period. That's one of your best resources. Now, another one of your best resources is feminism. Like if you were to go on YouTube or any one of these video channels, whatever, and type in feminism, find out who the main feminists do the same thing. Study exactly what they're saying and what they're talking about, and do the exact goddamn opposite. The exact opposite. Because let me tell you something, they are just like those miserable best friends that you have. They're miserable, and they're not going to stop till you're miserable too. All right, and they're going to bring up all sorts of stuff. Like, I mean, one of their biggest things is rape. They want to convince everybody that we live in a rape culture, and the thing is, yeah, rapes happen here. That is true. Do we live in a rape culture? I would have to say no, because publicly and openly, people do not promote rape, which is what would need to take place in a rape culture. All sorts of ladies have debunked this theory that we live in a rape culture. And now, if you look at statistics, statistically speaking, if you include president, you're gonna notice that men actually get raped more than women. That's another one of those cold, scary, hard facts that people do not want to hear. That's one of those truths that are just, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. But you know what is true? If you consider prison, yeah, men are getting raped more than ladies. So often these slut walks and all these feminist movements or whatever, guess what they're not going to bring up? Yeah, they're not going to bring up male rape at all. Because they're not really concerned about rape. See, this is not one of the threads you can pull off feminism. You can realize that they're not real. They're not talking about anything real. They're grasping at things that don't even really exist, such as rape, like in the way that they're the only ones that get raped. No, you're not the only ones that get raped. All right, you might want to speak about rape in general, and then people would see you as authentic. But until then, no, they're not going to see you as authentic. All right. So that's a big thing. If you really want to get insight, I mean, I'm talking about stuff you can start writing notes on. Just go look up MGTOW, and you're gonna start seeing how men's minds work, especially when they're off on their own. They're doing their own thing. And if you research feminism, like I said, and do the exact opposite, the very exact opposite, you're gonna see just how amazingly appealing to men that you're gonna be, especially the man that you want. And don't go. I mean, I can tell you what to do with your life, but I mean, obviously, the reason I'm helping you is to secure this one man. Don't go chasing after all sorts of men and stuff, thinking like now you're gonna conquer all sorts of men. No, one man. That's what you're trying to get. All right, and then get rid of all your miserable friends. Or don't. I mean, just distance them a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Don't have them rub off on you and stuff. You might not ever want to watch Sex in the City again, or I mean, honestly, I'll get into maybe in a different video, but uh, you might want to not watch television. I know it's hard to do with this thing. I want to discuss it in a different video. But like I said, the friends, distance them. Feminism, study them, do the opposite. MGTOW, look it up. It's gonna help. It's gonna be helpful. Anyways, it's July 21st, 2015. I'll make some more videos tomorrow or whenever I can do it. I'll holler at you.